Activity 7.1, all the rest of the questions, 1, 3, 5,
Maths
7,
Grade 8 textbook
9, 10, 11.
on page 91.
And then
Continue with me, read through
2.
the questions.
Anyway,
I'm going to do question
then on to question,
2,
activity 7.2,
4,
questions 2, 4,
you
6,
can do all the rest
8.
of activity
And that's
7.1.
Have a lovely
And in
day.
activity 7.2, I'm going to do question 3 and 5 with you. Alright, so let's have a look see here. Question 2, a can of Coke costs X rand. You buy 3 cans of Coke and receive 2 rand 20 change from 10 rand. Write an equation to describe this situation. Note that they only tell you to write an equation and not to solve it. So therefore, think carefully and logically about things involving writing and interpreting an equation. And so, if the Coke is X rand, then the Coke's price plus the change received, the 2 rand 20, should make up the 10 rand that was given. Okay, so that's X plus 2 rand 20 equals 10. That's all you write. You do not solve it. Alright, so there are other ways to write this, but this is in description of what the question says, the best way to write what they're saying. So question 4, 1 meter of material costs X rand. Write an equation to show that 8 meters cost 116 rand. So therefore, 1 meter of material is X rand, 8 meters is 116, so it's 8 times the price so 8 times the price of 1 meter would be the 116 rand. That's it. And then in question 6, a piece of rope 8 meters long is cut up into X equal pieces. If each piece is a ½ meter long, write an equation which you could use to find the number of pieces. So they want the number of pieces. That is, of course, then X. Okay. So therefore, it's going to be the 8 meter length consists of ½ meter pieces X amount of times. So there are X pieces and each piece is ½ meter, but half times the amount of pieces there are, which we don't know, gives you the 8 meters. That's the total length of your rope they're talking about. Okay, I'll give you a bonus one here. I'm going to do the rest of them you can do on your own from what I observe here. Then in activity 7.2, I'm just going to add a page. So 7.2, page 93. Let's have a look. See here, we're going to have a look at question 3. We must, this time around, they say every time solve the equation. You must write and solve. So number 3, a number divided by 7 is -4. So this is quite simple. A number divided by 7 is -4. Straight out. And now we have to solve it. And that means inverse operation. What are they doing to X? They're dividing by 7. So we shall times by 7 over 1, that is, and times on the other side. And then if I simplify each side, X remains on the left hand side equal to -4 times 7 on the right hand side, which is -28. Okay, and then 5, so it's -28 at question 3. Question 5, Toby works at a computer shop during the school holidays. He gets paid 50 rand per hour. At the end of a day, he receives 400 rand. How many hours did he work? Okay, so he gets paid 50 rand per hour, and they want to know how many hours did he work. So the amount of hours he works is X, what we want to find out. So X amount of hours he worked at 50 rand per hour. So 50 times the amount of hours, right? For every hour he gets paid 50 rand is the total sum of money he receives at the end of the day, which was given as 400 rand. And then it's simple to solve this. We just divide by 50 since it's 50 times x. Inverse operation would be divide by 50. And so we do that on each side of the equals. And that gives you that 1x is equal to 8 hours. That would be. Okay. I'll give you a bonus one. Let's have a look at question 7 together. The population of South Africa in 2008 was triple the population in 1960. If the population in 2008 was 48 million people, write and solve, once again, an equation to help you find the population in 1960. So since it is triple, we can see that the answer of it being triple since 1960 is 48 million. Okay, let's write it out, million. 48 million. So triple means 3 times. So 3 times some amount is 48 million. And then our inverse operation to find the amount it was in 1960 would be to divide by 3. See how much is 3 times less. And then if I simplify each side of my equal sign, it's 1x, and 48 million divided by 3 gives you 16 million as the population of South Africa in 1960 that was. Alright guys, so you may proceed with the rest of the questions given on the previous